Welcome to Subnautica, a game where pain and fear are mandatory. That is not speculation, that is a guaranteed. You will shit your pants while playing this game, and you're still gonna love it. Subnautica has always been one of those games where I was always too scared and too broke to try it. Seriously, I am broke as shit. I'm literally that one friend when you're ordering Domino's, I'm just in the corner yelling, "Hey yo, get wings!" That is me. That is literally me. I am that person. I am the living embodiment of broke. But now that I'm not a little piss baby when it comes to horror games, I finally felt confident to try Subnautica. And I am absolutely in love with how terrifying and how awesome it is. I want you to keep in mind that this game is a buggy, broken mess. Ranging from stuff that was just downright funny, like entities clipping through walls for no reason, to stuff that was, objectively not good, and a bit what the fuck am I looking at type of stuff. This was, however, a very fun game to play because I am a certified marine biologist glazer and love everything about the ocean, so this was really fun for me. Not so much once I got to the end of it, but it was fun. Would I recommend you play this game? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Before I even start talking about it, play the game. It is incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Amazing. And I know I'm gonna get made fun of, but the immersion this game sets you in is also incredible. Second off, there is absolutely no story whatsoever here. This is literally just gonna be me certified yapping for like an undisclosed amount of time about this game. So I hope you enjoy my chaotic, dumb shitpost of a meme. Believe me, this game is fire. The good kind, not the bad kind. You don't have to worry too much. I mean, I did get set on fire several times while making this video, but don't worry, I'm built different. Didn't even hurt that much. Circling back to the whole Minecraft horror game kind of thing, the reason I call it Minecraft is it's kind of like Minecraft. You build, explore, survive. There's a hunger system, you craft things using a modification station, I think that's what it's called, but it's basically just Subnautica's crafting table. And the reason I call it a horror game is, well, you know, if you've played Subnautica, you know why I call it a horror game. It's not necessarily a horror game, it's just more of a fear of the unknown. You never know what's gonna happen, necessarily. Essentially, kind of, not really. You get the idea, though. It's very scary. If you have a fear of the ocean, do not play this game whatsoever. I'd like to very much clarify that. Do not. You will shit yourself and have nightmares. Or both. Or neither. I don't know. Maybe you're a brave motherfucker and want to try it, but I would not. Again, at least. I tried it once. I really liked it, so I might try it again. Might play it again, actually. Very fun. Very fun. But, unlike Minecraft, where eventually you get strong enough where you don't have to worry about really anything, honestly, and the game kind of becomes the monsters run away from you instead of you run away from the monsters type game. But in this game, you are always running away from the monsters because you cannot fight them. This game does not reward you for killing anything, pretty much, other than to eat or whatever. It's necessarily more of a survival game than a kill everything kind of game, you know? The Leviathans, well, yes, do have health bars, and if you play Doom Eternal, you know if it has a health bar, it can be killed. But you're not necessarily supposed to, you're not rewarded for it. But just remember, if you kill a Leviathan, they do not respawn at any point, so you essentially just get rid of it. But there are also over like 30 Leviathans on the map, so I would not recommend trying it. I just wouldn't recommend it. And that's kind of why Subnautica is perfect in my opinion, because instead of essentially you just get so strong that you don't really have to care and can just take hits like nothing else. No, it necessarily gets to the point where once you get so strong, if you lose, like, say, a submarine, you can just make another one. But it will still be a pain in the ass to make it. Essentially, this game does not reward you for killing Leviathans and more encourages you to avoid / run away from them. There are ways to defend yourself, obviously. But if you're getting chased by a Reaper Leviathan, you are still shitting your pants and running away. You're not gonna fight that thing. Most of the time. There's a lot of clips of people fighting Ghost Leviathans or Reaper Leviathans. I just would never, in my opinion, under any circumstance, fight it, in my opinion at least. And Subnautica bridges the gap between these two genres perfectly, You build, explore, craft, survival, avoiding giant monsters that want to eat you. It's pretty much perfect in my opinion. Base building is probably the first thing that we should talk about, since sure, you're in an ocean of everything that's trying to kill you, but you gotta have a nice place to make homemade cookies. To put it simple, you can put any base anywhere. Do you want to build a base that's suspended above water or on an island? Be my guest. If you want to build a base at the bottom of the void, also be my guest, though I don't recommend it. The neighbors aren't too friendly. But no matter where you have it, you gotta make sure it's got the necessities. Somewhere to stock up on med kits, somewhere to store your food, your items, somewhere to get water, somewhere to craft your stuff. You may not spend a whole lot of time here, but you gotta make it functional. The main thing your base is going to run off is energy supply, which you can get from solar panels, which are very common early game. I highly recommend them. They're also really the only way to do it. Bioreactors are next, and you basically just put living organisms in them, and you get free power. So, just shove a bunch of fish in there if you want.
Scans suggest
And then
this
the
biome
last one, which
supports
was the one that
extensive
I used, was a
biodiversity and
nuclear
connects to a
reactor.
number of
Why?
small
I
cave
don't know, I just wanted to
networks.
recreate Chernobyl when I left. I may not have a brain, but I certainly do know what I'm doing. And that is ruining ecosystems. Your base will also be where you recharge vehicles, tools, batteries, and believe me, batteries are everything in this game. You need them for literally everything. You need them to charge you need them to charge all your tools, you need them to charge your vehicles, you need them for literally everything. Keep in mind you won't be able to just expand your base willy-nilly because there are hull reinforcements you have to give it, because if, just like real life, if you build too much on it, it'll leak and then flood, which sucks. It's a real kick in the dick for anyone starting out. But, it's not that hard to really do it. You can make your base as big or as small as you want, but I personally went for the big base near the end and made it really nice. It's not necessary to make a nice base, but it certainly helps, and it's certainly nice to feel proud of what you've made before leaving it all to eventually crumble into dust and blow away in the ocean currents. But, whatever, it's not going to happen for another few thousand years after you leave, so, the fish can enjoy. It's not a bad idea to have multiple bases going at once, by the way, since, if you have one in the Lost River, it makes it easier for hard supply runs all the way to the lava zone, or to just hide from the scary coastal leviathans a bit easier. But believe me when I say one thing, that if you build in the safe shallows, you are fucking cringe. If you build in the grassy plateaus, however, you're based. Absolutely cash money every time you build there. Why? Well, because it's in the middle of the map, so you get really easy access to all the mid and late game biome. Well, not easy, it's a 20-minute drive to the lava zone, but it's easier. Also, you don't bonk your sea moths on every rock that you see. Or you can. I don't know, I don't care. Do whatever you want, ram as many fish as you want. Ram fish more than a drunk driver rams kids in a 20 zone. Keep in mind it's not completely mandatory to set up a base, like you do get a starting life pod that you basically just get basic stuff out of, honestly. Crafting table, a little bit of storage, a medkit station, not really much else though. I wouldn't recommend setting up there permanently, just set up there for like the first hour or two of the game and then build an actual base, but it's not bad for beginners. Now let's talk equipment, because there's only 5 hotbar slots in the game, and you can only have 5 items on standby at once, and believe me, some of those items are good and bad, and also objective or subjective to whoever you are, because there's 3 that you always want to have. First off, the scanner. The scanner is literally the key to opening the entire game. You literally need it. You can't beat the game without it. You can scan foreign items, for blueprints, you can scan it for you can scan living organisms for data, and you basically need it to progress through the entire game. If you don't have it, you can't progress at all in the game. It's that simple. Next up is a little less mandatory, but a knife. Every Subnautica player knows you need a knife on you at all times, just like London. The knife is used to collect resources and defend yourself. It can also be used to cook food with its flaming variant that you get later on in the game, which is just metal. Like seriously, if I'm an underwater creature and some fucker charges at me with a flaming knife. I'm swimming my ass the other way. And finally, the most important item in the entire game, other than the scanner, is the sea glider, which, well, when holding out, doubles your movement speed while underwater, has a built-in flashlight and map of the surrounding area. It's busted. It is very busted. It's very good, and it's basically just going to be your transportation throughout the entire game. You need it. Not necessarily need, but you're going to want it. The rest of it is pretty subjective to change depending on who you are. Like maybe you want a repair tool to fix up your boat, for submarines or base in case you accidentally leak it or ram it. Maybe you want a laser cutter to get more loot from shipwrecks, but you know, you can always just carry that around in your back pocket. Maybe you're gonna want, say, a flashlight for early game pussies. Maybe you're gonna want a med kit on standby. Maybe you're gonna want I don't know what they're called, but essentially they either give you more oxygen, like 15 seconds more, or they just shoot you straight up into the, I don't want to say sky, it more just shoots you up through the water to the surface. However, the main one that you should always have is gun. Technically it's not a gun, it's a stasis rifle, but it does exactly what a gun does. It paralyzes enemies for long or short periods of time. Essentially, you can use it for when a Leviathan is charging at you to charge it up and then blast it at them. It'll stun them for a short period of time, allowing you to escape. It's very funny too, you just do it on poor innocent peepers. You will have to spend quite a bit of time in the game to eventually get it, but it's very much worth it. Then again, if you're also boring, you could just use like the building thing, habitat builder, whatever it's called, to build a base wherever you want, but that's not necessary at all. Not whatsoever necessary. Transitioning into vehicles, and we got some stacked ones and iconic ones. There's three that I want to talk about. I repeat, three. The sea glider is not a vehicle. It is a tool. I repeat, not a vehicle. But let's start off with the sea moth. The sea moth is fast, small, and agile, but is frail as dirt. You get stuck in Leviathan's jaws, and you are done for. There's no coming back from that. The game was rigged from the start, but it is the early game vehicle that you're going to have to live with for the majority of the game. Very useful. It is very useful. There's also a ton of upgrades for it that you can give it, like hull resistance, more storage, you know, just the basic stuff. But some of the cool ones are very interesting. With solar battery, which makes it recharge whenever it's on the surface. Torpedo defense system, which is very cool. Just shoot a fucking torpedo at somebody. And most of them are expensive. There's some cheap ones you can get, like gas torpedoes. Though, if you want to cough up the lithium, you can go for, say, vortex torpedoes, but then again, the stasis rifle just exists. However, the best one is sonar scam, which basically scans a small area around you, so spam that shit like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, the sea moth, it's very good. It's very useful. It's for fast in and out trips, and basically can go anywhere on the map. It will open the map up for you once you get it. It's so useful and so good. I love it. Absolutely love it. Nothing I can complain about it. Next up is the prawn suit, which is just so badass. I have to say it every time I describe it. The prawn suit. Essentially, it's just a tiny mech with two arms. You know, nothing really special. It's kind of what you would expect, but it's the attachments that make this thing absolutely baller. First off, there's the usual stuff like increased storage, hull resistance, all that sort of stuff, but only the basic stuff, so nothing complex really, but it's the arm attachments that are really good. Let me just say this right now, drill arm and grapple are based, everything else is cringe. Everything else is cringe. It all sucks. Nothing else can compare to this combo, because the grapple arm is exactly what you expect. You grapple onto it, it pulls you towards that thing, and then you fly across the map. I mean, technically, I don't know, what would that be considered called? Falling in water. What would that be considered? I don't know, I'm too lazy to Google it. Anyways, the drill arm also allows you to get these big pockets of ore, which give you a ton of ore, by the way, and all go into your inventory. So don't freak out when you don't collect them. it also deals a lot of damage. Then again, you can also just go with two regular arms and punch the shit out of anything that you see. You can also collect resources, just not as easily. It does have a lot of inventory space though, so The third and final vehicle in the game, and arguably the best, is the Cyclops, which is the best way I can describe this thing, is a movable base. Yeah,
Welcome aboard,
you
Captain.
basically are just
All
able to
systems
go
online.
anywhere with this thing and keep a bunch of stuff with you. It's so great and convenient. However, it is very expensive, and you do find it kinda later on in the game, so don't get your hopes up about it. You'll probably get both of the other vehicles before this one. But it is very good because you can also build in it. Meaning that you can have a food source, you can have storage, you can have an aquarium, a bed, a crafting table, or a modification station, or whatever. Medkit station, whatever. You have everything you need in this thing. It is literally a movable base. Additionally, the upgrades for it are really good, like decoys, which allow you to shoot a target off so it makes noises that will
Ring for
attract
Cyanide running.
larger sea life, like leviathans.
Engine powering up.
Additionally, it's also sonar scanner, so, spam that shit like crazy, because it's very good. The only downside about this thing, really, is that there's just one teeny tiny problem, and that is that it takes up 6 power cells at once to use it. So my recommendation is to have multiple power cell chargers in your base. Oh, it will get expensive so fast if you do not. Additionally, it has a ton of health, and the only downside to it really is that to repair it, you have to go outside of it, find where the leak is, and then fix it, unlike with regular stuff, you can fix it from anywhere. It's not how it works, so if you're in a dangerous situation, you're good luck. Also, later on in the game, there are little things, I don't know, sea slugs that will drain the power of it in the lava zone, so make sure to have your shield up during that. Additionally, I'd like to also start a rant about the food in this game, because if you don't have a lantern tree, you're basically not going to beat the game. Because all the food just sucks, because the fish swim away, gardening is awful, and gives very little food and water, mind you. Water is awful because you have to build a water purification station or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know. It's just really annoying to get food and water. It's so annoying. I don't know why. Also, keep in mind, if you cook bladderfish, you have a mental disease, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Additionally, food can literally go rotten or go bad, and then you can't really eat it. So you can't even like store up a bunch of food. It's really annoying. So lantern trees are required because they're the best food source in the game. They grow like crazy. You can put them in your Cyclops too. Don't worry about that. They grow like crazy. They give a little bit of food, but just enough food to maintain you. But they give a shit ton of water. So once you get that, water purification station is completely garbage. I also like the floating islands that you can go to, not the ones that like hover above the void, the ones that's like above the surface. That's where you get all like the plants in the game, or at least most of them. So just go there right away. There's also the stasis rifle. You can find stasis rifle blueprints.
New blueprint
Blueprints.
acquired.
Blueprints. Okay, I got it right that time. Blueprints there. You won't find all of it, but you definitely need to go there. Not necessary, but it will seriously help you out so much. Don't be scared, by the way. Don't be a pussy. You're gonna be fine going there. And yeah, that's just all the vehicles. They're all very cool, very based in their own way, and they all combo together really well. Additionally, with the Cyclops, you can even park one of the vehicles there, so you can bring your prawn suit down to the lava zone. You can park your sea moth in there for some reason. Just know that there are options. They're all great, and they're all unique. Like, if you're gonna make like a quick 30-minute trip or so, then just bring the sea moth and don't worry about it. If you're gonna make like an hour-long trip, then probably bring the Cyclops. And you're always going to want to bring the prawn suit whenever you're going to mine up materials. It's not necessary, but it really helps out a lot. Next up is the biomes, and assuming that your Nintendo Switch isn't a nane-ass baby piece of shit like mine, it is a beautiful game with its biomes. Me talking about it truly does not do it justice. You've got big biomes, small biomes, beautiful biomes, scary biomes, detailed biomes, bland biomes. You need something, it's there. This game has like what, 12
Copper
different
is an
biomes? They're all
essential
so cool.
component of all powered equipment.
Except for the
Your
dunes,
probability of
and
survival has
the
just increased
cragged
to
cliffs.
unlikely.
And craggy cliffs. And then, the dunes, obviously. Fuck the dunes and mountains. There's not really a whole lot there other than nuclear reactors. But every biome is just so unique in this game. Even if they aren't that cool or, detailed, they're unique. Just know that Lost River, Bulb Zone, Mushroom Cave, or whatever it's called, I don't know. I don't play Minecraft all that much. And Blood Kelp Zone are based. Everything else is cringe. Just everything else. Compared to them, at least. It's such a beautiful game. You truly have to play it to experience it. Me talking about it just does not do it justice whatsoever. Last, but certainly the best, is the story part of the game. And my god, this story is immaculate. One of the best I've ever played, honestly. And that's because there isn't really one. There isn't really a story. It's kind of like
This structure is
Minecraft, where you
composed
build
of a
the story and the
mathematically
game tells you
unprecedented
what happened
integration.
here.
No
Kind
messages
of. Well,
found in
not really in
database.
Minecraft.
A
It's a
form
bad
of
example, but
structural
just stay with me.
analysis.
Basically, the game doesn't have any cutscenes. It doesn't have any dialogue from real characters
Unknown language.
necessarily. It's
Attempting
more or less
translation.
just recordings left for you by other people who crash landed who are no longer
Analysis of the
alive.
patterns of the
Yeah,
world
you're like
cannot
the only
ascertain
person
whether their
alive in
purpose
this
is
game other
aesthetic
than
or functional.
Sundance that gets
Set
shot out
tracers
of the
to floor.
fucking sky. But I don't even really want to tell you the story because of how good it is. You gotta play the game to figure it out for yourself. And it's because the game doesn't force it on you. You can play the story in any way you want. You could technically beat the game and get to the last level of the game before even starting the story. It's amazing. It's immaculate. It's great. And that's what I love about it. Genuinely, I don't want to talk with the story because of how good it is, and so go try out the story, try out the game because it's amazing. It's amazing, yes.
Scan.
And yeah, that's it.
All
That's the
systems are
video.
go.
I don't have
Clear.
anything else to say about this game. This video was a long time in the making. It was supposed to come out last year. I'm very sorry for that.
Ready to
I wish
launch on
I
your command,
didn't do that,
Captain.
but here we are. But yeah, that's
Launch
it.
in
That's the
10,
whole video.
9,
Thank you all for
8,
watching
7,
and for
6,
being patient
5,
with me. Or you're not. I understand if you're
4,
not patient.
2,
But I
1.
will see you in the next video, which is hopefully soon. Oh god, I hate that.
Time capsule jettison. Caution. Approaching orbital debris field. Orbital debris field clear. Performing gravity turn maneuver. Confirm destination coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate. Engaging ion boosters in 3, 2, 1.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.